So when I came to the Liberty Women's Clinic the first time that I met everybody, which was 4 years ago, I was on drugs. I was not doing a very good job of maintaining my personal life with my children that I have. When you think I need to get an ultrasound, I need to find a way to get some help, I need to find some insurance because I know pretty soon I'm going to be having a baby. There's no denying it at this point. And so I was scared because I had no idea how far along I was. And I think I was faced with the decision, do I have an abortion or do I not? You know, I knew I was in a position that I had to make a choice, and I know you only have so much time to be able to make that decision. So I go in and I'm walking into it, and it being a lot like a clinical environment kind of helped make me feel like they knew what they were doing. They weren't just playing with some machine that they happened to get money for, you know, based on funds or something like that. It really did help me feel more comfortable knowing that they knew what they were doing. You know, we were discussing how far along are you and what are your choices, what are your options. And of course, I wanted to have the baby, but I think I had expressed my concern and maybe wanting to have the abortion. And that was the conversation that sparked what about adoption? After they brought it up to me and asked if I'd like to see a video, they weren't being pushy or they weren't pressuring me. They just wanted to know, do you want to know what adoption's about? And after they showed me the video, it was a very touching video. I mean, I cried more than once watching people's stories, and you just sort of start feeling the fear just kind of melting away because there are other options. It was just an immense pressure that kind of got lifted off to think that it could be cared for by somebody else. Well, thankfully, I was towards the end of my cycle of addiction. The father of the child basically booted me out. And thankfully, my sister, Rachel, she was the one who kind of came and saved me. She came and got me one afternoon and she said, you know, we're not doing this anymore. And my dad also, he gave me a place to stay and he said, you know, we're going to get this thing figured out. So within about 2 months after I came to the clinic, I just kind of started being back with my family, being under people's umbrella, and my head was able to clear from the drugs, and I was able to start really factoring in what can I do, what can I not do. And so it was just a little bit after that, I was probably 6 months pregnant when I decided adoption's going to be the way to go. And then it just so happened that my sister knew, she works at a school, and the principal at her school was talking to somebody in the hallway about adopting.
And it was actually Shannon's sister, was a teacher at the school that I worked at, who came to me and said, I hear you're looking to adopt. And 3 weeks later, this is what we got.
Their lives just sort of intermingled with my life. And it was just like, I don't know, it was like it was meant to be.
A couple weeks later, he got to meet Shannon. And a few days after that, we were in the hospital waiting for him to arrive. So it was a whirlwind of craziness for 3 weeks. And it, you know, after 20 years of waiting and then 3 weeks, it was like, oh, here you go.
It's like a gift from God. It's the only way to describe it. It's purely a gift from God. I think that's his present for having me make the right choice. He gave me the choices to make and I made the right one, and so this is my reward. You know, the way, like I said, from the moment that she started coming to the doctor's appointments, our families intermingled. And from the moment that he came out, and I mean, they were the first ones to hold him. It started out the way that it should have.
God had worked in mysterious ways, and this is definitely the answer to all of our prayers for many years.
But he's been there. We've been every birthday party, and all my kids' parties, my nephews' parties. It's just like them being part of the family. And if you heard him earlier, he was calling me Aunt Shanny, which is what my nephews and nieces call me. So, you know, he sees me like I'm an aunt. He sees his siblings like they're his cousins. And even though I know one day they've said that they're going to tell him what the situation is, I don't honestly think that's going to change the way he sees us, because he already sees us like family. a girlfriend come to me, and she confided in me that she was pregnant and didn't know what to do. And it was, she's got a lot of kids and is an older woman too. I remember the very first thing I did, I just kind of went into survival mode, and I thought, where did I go when I needed survival skills? Where do I need to go? And it was the first thing I thought of was the Liberty Women's Clinic. Just do it. Just go. Let them take care of you. Let them wrap their arms around you and tell you everything's going to be okay with their hugs and their information that they can give you. And they're just the most caring people I've ever met.